tools you need is not an old library. It's not an old pen, paper, and discussing in a coffee. That's kind of the ethos of social science. The way you really make change is by applying these new technological disruptive things that are coming to the 21st century, and you must master them. My name is Tomas, and this is my story. I was born here in Argentina, in Buenos Aires. Buenos Aires is the capital city of Argentina. It's a very nice city. It's kind of a European city, but with a mixture of Latin American culture. I work as a statistician and data scientist for Andela. My average day is I get up, I make some tea, I just power on the computer and start coding. And then I have a lot of meetings where I have to explain to people that might not understand the mathematical point of view, what are you doing and why it's important to continue doing the thing you're trying to solve. Because that's the most important part of a data scientist, to know how to fail and cope with that feeling and start again. My father discussed a lot about politics and social reality. For example, my grandfather was a university professor of biology, so we were always curious about things. We were reading, we were discussing of natural and scientific problems. So for me, curiosity was part of every day in my life. When I was young, they always talk about politics at home, so for me it was a natural choice to go and study political science. Actually, as I am professor of political science at the University of Buenos Aires, and I started studying political science because I did not like mathematics. And I was very fond of philosophy, and I have a friend who's a mathematician, and he told me, okay, they're going to give a lecture of mathematics and philosophy at the university, please come and join me. It'll be fun. So I went to that lecture, I like it. And when I finally understand what mathematics was about, it was too late. I was almost finishing my career in political science, and I wanted to start over and go and to study mathematics. And there I started learning about applied mathematics and statistics. And I found that it was really useful applying those tools to modeling and predicting political behavior. And I started working in political campaigns. It finally resulted that I'm better as a statistician than a political scientist. I'm finishing my PhD in machine learning and Bayesian statistics. So for me, everything related to that is really exciting. And in terms of the impact for society, there must be all these large language models or artificial intelligence, because they want to be disruptive in terms of how we relate to each other, how we structure the economy. For example, in order to make innovations, you need to work in a big company, because if not, you don't have the resources to make contribution in terms of statistics or data science. And I find the opportunity with Andela to work in great places and in great positions. And I thought, okay, it might be wise to take the opportunity to work, for example, for a company that brings you great clients, give you great experience in terms of career development without sacrificing your life. Andela is connecting brilliance with opportunity. And kind of Andela gives that opportunity to work with a top company at the United States by being in Argentina with my family and friends. So in a way, I became a statistician by wanting to apply these techniques to change some things of reality.